I don't know. Okay, there we go. And we're live. Okay. So I'm Dr. Moe. I'm here with Neil and Courtney, my nurse practitioners from Active Medical Solutions, and we're late. I am fashionably late. Nurse Mom, Wisconsin. All right, are you in Wisconsin? And if you're in Wisconsin, are you our patient already? Because if you are, how are things going? Okay, this is not medical advice, not legal advice, not financial advice, and sure as shit, not relationship advice. We are not the people to come to for that. So you will hear Neil and Courtney behind me. Courtney just got here. Hold on. Let's see. There we go. Courtney just got here onto the TikTok. So you'll see Courtney both places, but you'll hear Neil behind me. So Courtney, you need to mute your TikTok. We were discussing this earlier, so you guys get to see this live. Because we have to figure out how to do this when I'm out of town next week. So we have to mute one person, and we got one person over here. Anyhow, so you'll see, if you go to YouTube, which is watchams.com, you'll see all three of us. Or if you go to our public Facebook group, amspublicgroup.com, that's our Facebook group, you'll see all of our faces. On TikTok, you will see me and Courtney, but you can't see Neil because none of you followed Neil and none of you showed him the love. Just kidding. We do have some. So go to Neil Hyzak F. Is that right? Neil Hyzak FNP?
Yeah. You've only known me 11 years, but yeah.
Cool. I know your last name. I just don't know your TikTok name. I just dropped the F-bomb within the first 35 seconds of this TikTok. Thank you, Neil, for bringing it out.
We're getting kicked off.
I know, right? Hey, we didn't even get demoted. I say the word DOWNSTAIRS and I get in trouble. It's all about the content. It's all about the context, apparently. Okay, why we love you. Yeah, I'm here again. Welcome to Monday. I don't have my For Fox's Sake mug, though. That one might grab me. But today I have my 50 mug. And then don't forget, we have to talk about electrolytes. But I have my 50 mug out because yesterday was supposed to be my birthday. Yesterday was the day I was supposed to be born. I was born 9 weeks early in 1973. So yesterday is the day I make a point to be very grateful that in a time where there were no ventilators, I survived. They literally threw me in an incubator and said, hope it goes well. Have a good time. Hope that yellow shit goes away. I was 3 pounds, 10 ounces, dropped to 3 pounds, 1 ounce, I think my mom said. And in 1973, that should not have worked, right? Nothing about that should have worked. Gives you testament to how stubborn I am. Okay. So there you go. Okay. So we were having this super funny conversation about electrolytes before we got on. Hey, sorry. I gotta wave. I gotta hi. I was born 3 months early. I was in an incubator. Wow. 2 pounds.
Yeah.
What year was that? Hilarious. I'm ratting you out, hilarious hyena. But what year was that? So yeah, because when I learned there were no actual ET tubes, it was the iron lung when I was born. I'm like, Jesus, how the frig old am I? Yeah, well, okay, there you go. 92. Don't even, Neil. I see your face.
I'm not saying a thing.
But when I found out there was seriously no ventilators when I was born, really? To me, it's a thing, right? That's, you put a tube in somebody. It's a pastime. Okay, so anyway, back to electrolytes. So Neil has an electrolyte drink that he said is coconut flavor. Hold it up for the people on Watch AMS.
Yeah, but electrolyte, not
electrolyte, not lit. Apparently, yeah, not good.
At least for me.
So. Now, and that is true. That is true. There are some people who will try my coconut, my tropical coconut Body Armor Light, and be like, "That's gross." I love it. It's got a little bit of pineapple, a little bit of coconut. The funny thing is, I hate pina coladas. Is that not weird? Don't make this creamy.
What's wrong with you?
I know, right? Now I do like the song though, so it's one of my favorite songs. Yes, that shows my age. People are like, what? Anyway, but then Courtney said the Body Armor Light Fruit Punch. Now, was it the Fruit Punch powder or because the Fruit Punch powder I didn't like at all?
No, it was the pre-mixed already. And it was really, really, it was almost too good.
See, that's, hold on, I didn't want to reply. Well, I'm going to reply. You're getting a heart because I screwed up. And I didn't mean to hit reply. I meant to pin it, but you get a heart. Because I can't do TikTok.
I'm wondering with the powder of the Body Armor Light if you just have to get the ratios correct. Because I know with Gatorade powder, if it's not exact, like exact. It is not does
Okay.
not taste good. It's either too strong and gross or like tastes like nothing.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because well, now part of it too is the fruit punch comes in the body armor or tropical punch. Tropical punch comes in a yellow pouch, a yellow box. So I thought it would taste like tropical coconut.
Uh,
It's like when you pick up a drink and you think it's going to be something else, and I was so disappointed.
yeah.
It tastes like fruit punch. I'm like, I didn't want fruit punch. I want my tropical coconut. I want this in powdered form.
Yeah.
That's it. Don't make some funky ass flavor. Just this.
I think it is ratios because I've got the powder grape body armor light today. And when
Mhm.
I get it in the premixed, I love it. This is a little salty. I probably need a bigger bottle of water,
Okay.
but
All right.
my volume is super low the past several days, so I need to stock up on electrolytes right now.
All right. I'll
Ah,
try the grape. Is it really grapey? Because I like grape stuff.
It's pretty grapey, but I think a bigger bottle of water, like a 750 bottle of water, rather than a 500, probably would have it less salty.
taste purple. That's what I like. I want it to taste purple.
Yes. I want it to taste like Dimetap. Thank you very much. Tastes purple.
Texas beer is on it. The noon is not very tasty. That is correct. It does not
Yep.
taste
You
good.
got to add like 3 tabs, and then it's like $3 a thing. And you're like, why the
I,
frig bother?
I got a
I
bunch.
have,
I was at
Oh,
Vitamin Shop one
shit.
day.
No, hold on. Steph Brewer's got an issue.
yeah,
Oh,
I just saw that.
We did not. What were they shut down for? Hold on. Let me have. Please
good
hold.
boy. Yeah, I had not heard that.
No, do we do we use them often at all though?
Not very
No, we
often.
don't.
No,
They
not
probably just got
often,
shut
but
down because they're not
A
making.
DEA raid.
whoa,
The fuck were they doing? We just wanted some terzepatide.
Who knows? I mean, I can't remember if they have like phentermine and stuff like that, or
mm,
hormone powders.
That's my thing. Is it was something controlled. If the DEA is involved, it was something controlled,
yeah,
or worse.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
Well, pharmacies will keep us on our toes, that's for sure.
Which is why we have more than one pharmacy now, because ACA did that to us once, and we learned a big lesson.
Very quickly, like some 24 and 36-hour days long lesson.
It was a long week.
That was a ridiculous time. Oh my God. All
Let's
right,
see.
now I got to look it up. Okay. So, so for those of you who are just joining and don't know us, welcome.
Oh,
100% positive that pharmacy. Yeah. Well,
Uh,
that's my guess. That was my or the other.
mm,
Um, anyway, I'm sure it'll be in the records soon. God bless.
yeah, it has to be. They're pretty strict
Yeah.
now.
Right. It's
Um,
got to be. And Legit Scripts won't let me get Legit Script certified because I work with Empower. No, I'm not shortchanging. I've done the research. I look at the reports. Whatever. I'm over it. Anyway, I'm not over it. Apparently, I'm holding a grudge. Um, but so if you don't know us, I am Dr. Maureen Gibbons. Here, let's do this today. I am Dr. Maureen Gibbons. That's with an MD at the end. There's no funky ass letters. I actually did that on purpose because I didn't even want a DO because when I was an athletic trainer, forever, nobody knew what an ATC was. Oh, are you a personal trainer? Do you teach people at the gym? No, I have the 5 domains of athletic training with injury prevention, nutrition, blah blah blah, all the things, injury treatment, all the fun stuff. So no poking holes in people though. There was that. That's why I needed to go back to school. So I am a doctor. I am not your doctor here. I might be your doctor outside of here, but even if I am, I'm not your doctor. Neil's not your nurse practitioner. Courtney's not your nurse practitioner. On TikTok, you don't get your medical information from TikTok. You text us, and then we give you the information. So that yeah, it's not medical advice, right? Now take things with a grain of salt. But yeah, thanks, Steph. This is where we get shit from. Is
those are Reddit.
right. It's the lives of Reddit. I'm telling you, Reddit is it's where you find everything. So
I mean,
anyhow,
with Lily sending that Lily Direct prescription, that was the only place I could find the address to send it to. Was on Reddit. I
it's on
looked and
Reddit.
looked and looked, and on Lily's site all over the place, and someone had copy pasted it there. Thank you.
Right? Like, and that's a fantastic, and that's the thing to have a space where, and absolutely you have to read it with a grain of salt, right? You're not gonna, You're not going to say, oh, because it's on Reddit, it's got to be true. No, you read things in context. Even from your provider, you shouldn't do that. You should like take it in context. Best medical advice comes from the internet. Depends on what you're looking for, I suppose.
Always. Dr. Google gives you the best advice. I
I know,
always
right?
confirm what they say.
Oh, all right. So Reddit to the rescue for Texas Star.
Okay.
It looks like the FBI DEA raid, and it looks like drug trafficking and money laundering
Oh my gosh.
is what
So
it
the
looks like.
pharmacy was a complete front.
So I have to read this article that they posted, but
Wow.
Oh boy, I'm going to look on some other websites. An unconfirmed rumor. Take this with a grain of salt. 9 individuals were indicted for federal drug distribution violations in the Eastern District of Texas. What is a district? I'm just asking. Whatever. Conspiring to possess controlled substances with the intent to dispute, including hydrocodone, oxandrolone, nandrolone, phentermine, alprazolam, diazepam, testosterone, tramadol, Adderall, and dextroamphetamine. They
Wow.
also allegedly conspired to commit money laundering. Remember, this is all alleged. I am not a court of law. Right? Oh yeah, remember this is not legal advice. Remember we discussed this.
yeah, it looks like this. The article I have is from the 29th of February. So
Right
yeah, it
now
would be
we're
last
letting
week stuff.
customers know the systems are down. You think?
Just a little bit.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, so this happened. They made their initial appearances on the 29th. Oh fuck. Sorry. This is bad. It is important to note that a grand jury indictment does not imply guilt, and all defendants are presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in a court of law.
All right. Well, we're not using them anymore.
Ever again. That's fantastic.
If
You know
you
what's
can't even
crazy
use them.
though? Right. You know what's crazy on that? People can have like so here's the problem, right? People can have the best record up to a point. It's like when people are sick, right? They go to the ER and they're like, but I don't get sick. Like, God forbid I give a diagnosis of cancer, something like that. And they're like, but I've always been healthy. Well, you're not now. And or I've got pancreatitis. Let's use a disease that we talk about a lot. Well, I've never been sick before. Well, you are now, and you have pancreatitis now, and that is now part of your medical record. Or, well, I've never had high blood pressure before. Well, your number is 320 over 140. So you do, and you're going to have a stroke in 35 seconds if we don't do something. So, but it's like with pharmacies or anybody you have to put your trust in. We trusted them. And that's a bit frustrating to me. We trusted them. And they broke that trust, obviously. So we can no longer trust them or trust the health of our patients to them. We didn't know this until now. We do the best we can until we know better. Makes me want to throw up a little bit. Like, seriously, I was offering the services of that, but we didn't know it until we knew it. Thank you, Steph.
Yikes. Let me hit this question. Change the subject a little bit. SS 562568 is on maintenance of 0.25 and it has her starving. I'm guessing. So if you're on compounded, that would be probably where you go up a little bit. Sometimes people can bump back to the 0.5 dose for a week or two and then bump back down to 0.25 and then alternate weeks just to get a little bit more appetite suppression. Close the doses in a little bit and do them every 5-6 days instead of 7, just to kind of get the blood levels a little bit higher. And then of all things, if you don't want to mess with meds, focus on that protein first. Get that 100 grams of protein in, help your appetite kind of decrease that way.
Sorry.
Texas beard.
Yeah.
Want to bargain.
We can bargain cheaper prices.
Maybe they have a closeout sale.
Right. Do they have a closeout sale?
They
probably
might
can't.
have a bunch of tirzepatide powder sitting around now.
Hey, maybe Empower or someone else can go in and scoop that up and pass on some savings.
I'm going to go with it was probably seized.
Probably.
I know, right? Can we have the garage sale version? Just kidding.
So if we have a bunch of really healthy appearing DEA agents, we'll know.
Hey, how come all you guys, your vests are real loose? Oh, Courtney, what did you just do?
I didn't do anything.
All right, you're invited again. Courtney left me. It's all good. Anybody out there in TikTok world know how many people can go live at the same time on TikTok? Like, is it just 2? Or can you do more than 2? I don't know. Just curious. But
I think when I was looking for it,
give us more love. Go ahead, Neil.
I think it was more than 2 when I was looking
Okay.
before, like how to get myself on there.
Yeah. A lot. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Perfect. Cool. We can have a party. It's always a party. I've seen 6. Okay. All right, Courtney. For some reason, I keep saying invite, and then you keep
Okay, here it
ignoring
goes.
me.
I don't know why.
You're like Neil, ignoring me.
Oh, did you say something to me?
I did not.
SX56 again. What are some quick snack meals that are dairy free? That dairy free stuff.
Okay, so I had a dream last night. It's not that good. No, but I had a dream that I was talking to Neil, and there were other things discussed, but beef jerky was in there. So there you go, Neil.
That,
There's your. Is
that
it
is a
dairy free
good
if it's a
one.
dairy cow? Just asking.
Let's see here. So quick grab protein ideas. Eggs. Let's see. Greek yogurt, but we can't use that one. Some like smoked meat or like cheeses to carry with you. Protein shakes, protein bars. Quest chips or the crackers. Jerky or the meat sticks as always. And then they like a couple places make like those protein muffins that you just kind of either buy or you can kind of mix up and microwave.
Oh yeah, and I saw Halo Top now has muffins, light muffins and brownie mix, which I was kind of excited about. There's no protein in them.
Oh,
I'm like,
that's silly.
so they made diet food? Like, what are we back in the 80s? What the hell just happened with that?
Yeah.
Wrong direction, guys.
Does it come with a tab?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Free tab or Fresca. How about Fresca? We can do Fresca too.
Hey, Fresco's good. Don't you talk about Fresco.
I like
do like
Fresca.
Fresca. I like tab too.
I like,
I'm
yeah.
all about it, man.
I don't think I've
Um,
ever had a tab.
seriously?
Oh,
Yeah.
tab's good.
Tab's good. It's like the quintessential diet. Like it totally tastes like saccharin. It's fantastic.
Ooh.
The Quest crackers, yes, those are my go-to for like airplane emergencies because they taste like Cheez-Its. And Fresca's the best. See? There you go. Shit, there was a thought in there. Gone. Totally gone.
I know the grocery store, and I haven't tasted any of these, so don't go by this, but they have like the dairy-free yogurt and dairy-free cottage cheese. If that's a good protein source, if it doesn't taste horrible, I'll look next time I'm there, like what the grams of protein are.
Did you see SOS's comment?
Yeah, love it. Yep.
Were they thin mints and were they out of the freezer? This is key. This is key information.
That's what I call a snacksident. That's how I know it's time to take a shot. When I look in my grocery cart and I go, oh crap, I had a snacksident. This is not good.
Oh, yes, ma'am. All right, there you go. As long as they were thin mints and as long as they were out of the freezer. No wonder you can't stop till the sleeve's gone. Oh my God, Courtney.
I don't know why it does that.
Oh, time to go up. Yes, it is.
All right, there we go.
Ugh. All right.
They call them thin mints for a reason. Don't they make you thin?
Oh, so I guess other news. I don't know if you've seen. So that ransomware attack seems to be still going on, and they don't know when it's going to end with that service. So it limits payment for everything with insurance.
One of our people on our private website said hers was fixed and she was able to pick it up without any difficulty. So maybe some places it is, some places it's not. I don't.
The article I read, they were trying to do like a workaround, but it's not working for everybody. So we'll see. But it's affecting other payments too, like for hospitals and services and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, for everything. And I should have mentioned to y'all earlier, I don't think it has anything to do with like the ransom attack. But I went to go pick up my prescription from the pharmacy, which we submitted a prior authorization for, and my provider sent in a refill. And when I went to pick it up, they said it wasn't ready. And I was like, oh, is it on back order? What's the problem? Oh, it looks like your insurance doesn't want to pay. And I was like, whoa, no. I have a prior authorization good through August. If I need to pull that up for you, I will. I have the letter here. They just conveniently handed it to me. So I don't know where the miscommunication is, but just if you do have a prior authorization, or you know that your insurance pays a certain amount and the pharmacy tells you no, just talk to someone else maybe, or keep a copy of your prior authorization in your phone.
Actually, that's a good point to keep your resources in your phone. So when you have a prior authorization, you're prepared. Because whether it's I morally don't think you need this drug, I don't feel like doing the work to enter this drug in the system, or I don't know enough when this error comes up. Because those are
Yeah.
kind of the three options, right? Like that a tech's going to run into. But that way you're prepared for all three. First 2.5 on Friday. Mrs. Brooks, did you pay the 550? Because Walgreens, I bet, didn't get hit. I don't think Walgreens got hit with the, because I think they use my guess is, okay, this is total speculation and totally no knowledge, but I know CVS was one of them. And I wonder if they use a different payer. So insurance covers. Okay. So your insurance then covers.
Okay.
Yeah.
$24.99. Nice.
Wow.
And I do think it's really funny because every time I go pick up metformin, the price is different by like, a buck or whatever. I'm like, we know, everyone knows they're making this shit up, right? Like, it's so aggravating. Speaking of which, I got a phone call from HEB the other day and said, I thought it was about the Wegovy or the Zepbound prescription that's there because I don't feel like fighting for it for right now. And they're like, we reached out to your provider, Dr. Hyzak, and he has not given us any information on refilling your omeprazole. I'm like, I'll take care of it.
Fine. Yeah,
like, don't be so snarky.
My metformin is different by, little change every month. Some months they will give me the full 120 or 180. Some months they do not. They will only give me 60 and list it with refills. I don't know why, because the prescription is sent in the same way every time. Whatever.
And I seriously think it's something that was in the system from before, like before you had a prescription for this, and then it reactivates that instead of being a new. And like because sometimes I have 90, sometimes I get 30, sometimes it's like whatever they feel like filling for that day. Here, let's just do that. Like
I don't understand, but whatever.
It's an order, not a suggestion. But obviously not when you're talking about that. All right. Sorry, I'm just typing an update real quick because I'm freaked out about the old farm thing. PHARM. Cows and horses. With.
I mean, if you're already pumping out tirzepatide and semaglutide, why would you mess with that other stuff and go to prison?
You want to know why?
Money.
Yeah.
But you already have a great high dollar item.
An illegal one, right? And one that doesn't cause the demise of society. Yeah, I used to work at I probably shouldn't say this on phone. Never mind. We're gonna nix that story.
Somewhere.
I worked somewhere that sort of happened.
Oh.
And he went to prison a long time ago. Okay, there you have it. I'm just.
See, I get that. I mean, I get if there's like, you just have your regular compounding pharmacy and you're doing okay, but you have these two drugs that are amazing that everybody wants. Like, I understand maybe if they took those away from you, like the government banned them, and then you kind of resort to that, like to make extra money. I'm not saying it's right, but you know what I mean? Like, I get it then. Now I don't
understand the need of, oh my God, we lost these two money makers. What do we do now?
Yes.
Holy crap. Not, we're already wealthy. Let's get really wealthy and see how long we can get away with it. I don't know. Integrity is what you do in the dark,
Yeah.
Maybe they rationalize that. Just
oh shit, we did it. We got filtered.
Oh crap.
Oh no, I'm sorry. They were other people's comments.
Okay.
Wasn't me.
Maybe they looked at it as, there are a lot of chronic pain patients out there that don't have access to these medications. And I know, I'm trying to be devil's advocate here, but
the money laundering thing kind of gives it away though.
Yeah, there's that. That's not really much rationale for that.
I mean, the thing is too, and yes, for example, like methadone clinics or, people that need long-term opiates for chronic pain, And the way Neil and I were talking about the end of the DEA 2024 emergency declaration ending, and that will hinder people's ability to get controlled substances if it does go through or whatever. And yes, there are people who absolutely require these medications to function. We understand that. And yes, the people that abuse them get the world in trouble or, put a
Right.
bad face on it. That actually brings me to the thing that I did not hit send on my live chart. I'm like, oh, it's right there. I had live topics that I did a quick video today and said I would be talking about them at 1. And I was fashionably late as usual. But I realized that there are, I was reading an article, not an article, it was a post by somebody scientific in the nutrition space who I absolutely respect. And he was talking about the Surmount trials and the STEP trials. And people were talking about data and this and that. And I all of a sudden realized, so everyone, I'm using the term loosely, wants to get off these drugs, right? They want to go on the drug, achieve their goal, and then get off. And I thought, wait a second though, aren't we supposed to look for a sustainable way to do this? Otherwise, we're just treating it like a diet. That's the whole point. So I think there are 3 ways that people use GLP-1s, 3 ways we can treat it. The first one is like a diet. It's shitty. It's the one the media all says that everyone's doing. Oh, I just wanted to lose 10 pounds for a wedding or whatever. The second one is I got to break the cycle. I'm in this middle of stress eating. I gain a lot of weight in menopause. I was on antipsychotics that maybe gain weight or whatever. Let's get us to a sustainable point that we can do it with eat less and move more, right? Because no matter how you slice it, you have to produce a calorie deficit to lose weight. Whether it's gastric sleeve, getting in a trauma, having a leg amputated, right? It doesn't matter. Sorry, it sounds horrible, but it decreases your metabolic demand. So, well, not after the trauma heals. It doubles your metabolic demand during trauma. But either use it temporarily, and going into it temporarily, I think is a shitty mindset. Because if you go into it thinking, I'm only going to be on this for 3 months. Now, there's a difference if you can only afford it for 3 months. That's different. If you're like, I'm only going to be on this for 3 months, I just need to lose the weight, and then I'm going to go on. I just think that's dangerous. The second way, listen, I'm going to use this tool for 3 months, use it to break the cycle, start the metabolic repair, see, the true metabolic repair is what it is. This is not just a diet drug. It's not just an appetite suppressant. Or there are other people that say, listen, I'm on this indefinitely until I can go off without food noise and without needing this as a mental health drug.
So Steph Brewer's question, what's better in maintenance, injecting weekly or trying to stretch it out for longer than a week, like waiting until you start having cravings or a strong appetite? I would say get to a dose that weekly and kind of levels off. Like, what is the dose that you're not having side effects, you're not really losing anymore, you're getting in adequate calories, but it's not flipping your switch where you want to, claw the pantry door down. That's probably the best approach to it. Now, if you get to a very low dose and you can stretch it out, okay, I wouldn't go beyond, what do we say, not beyond probably 9 days.
Like 9 or 10 days.
Yeah. But especially when you're first starting maintenance, I would say weekly to kind of keep your dose level and not have the whoa, I'm hitting, I'm about to fall off the edge. Okay, now I'll take my shot and I won't fall off the edge, which is.
Neil, I just sent you an invite to go live on TikTok.
All right, I'll try to do that. I just want to add to that. So if you're like at, let's say, 1 milligram of semaglutide, and I would not inject it every other week, like every 14 days. I would rather you do 0.5 milligram weekly just to keep them a little bit more stable. That's how I would do it.
Yeah, 0.25 is not a good maintenance dose. 2.5 of tirzepatide for me is not a good maintenance dose. I think there's 2 schools of thought on the craving though too. I do like, from a physician standpoint, I really like the steady state. I think the highs and lows are where we get into trouble with a lot of things. But now on the flip side, if you do get a craving, it is an opportunity to handle it differently as well.
That's true.
So you can also strengthen the mental muscles. Now, granted, willpower doesn't win. We know this, right?
Yeah.
Willpower alone doesn't win. But if it's like, oh, the cravings are starting to come back at day 9. Okay, let's do day 9. realize day 8's going to require some, mental Jenga there for a little bit. And then kind of, so it's now I've fought for so many years that I'm kind of like, I don't care. Like, I don't want the cravings. Just please just make them stop.
Well, my thing is, and I'll use your language. My brain's a jerk, and will tell me that like my medicine's not really doing anything for me because I'm eating regularly. So I don't feel like I have much of a suppressed appetite. And then, so I'll think, well, what's the point of taking another shot? There's always a point to take another shot. And then I also forget what day I did. And that's when I look at my grocery cart and realize that I have 6 packages of cookies in there that normally I can walk by if I'll take my medication. But my brain's a jerk. And then my brain's also a jerk sometimes and says, well, you have a party to go to on Friday. So don't take your shot on Thursday because you want to be able to eat the good stuff on Friday. And you'll probably overeat it, but you want to be able to eat the good stuff. So just wait until like, Saturday, stretch it out a little bit so you can enjoy the party. I should take my shot on Thursday.
Yeah. And I think there's a lot that goes into these things that I, and I'm not going to call them internet trolls because they are real people with real opinions that absolutely matter, but I read a lot of the comments in these like Lane Norton stuff. This was, I can't remember Bill's last name. Bill Campbell. There we go. That was his post. And I look at the comments in a lot of them, and people bash GLP-1 use for. Are you not able to go live, Neil?
It's not. I don't have any kind of message from you. I'm like looking all over.
It says invitation sent.
Yeah.
It'll usually pop up at the bottom of your TikTok thingy.
Nothing. That's why I was kind of looking all around, like on my profile messages, that kind of stuff. Maybe because I don't have enough. It just won't go through because I don't have enough followers.
That sucks.
We'll
Usually they'll let me invite if you don't have enough followers. But anyhow, so because I look at the comments a lot and people are like, diet and exercise is where it's at. You shouldn't have to use medication. Guys, we've been over this. We've been over this ad nauseum. I get it. I mean, I get it. I would, if you can succeed with metabolic repair, like if you were able to eat an absolutely clean diet. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were talking about they were in a lecture on how bad artificial sweeteners are for you. And I said, well, right now it's a risk benefit type of thing. It's how bad is the sugar going to be to deposit that into your fatty liver and get you on the road toward adenocarcinoma and liver failure? Or do you have a relatively low dose of artificial sweeteners? Remember, because, in the studies where it caused cancer, how many was it, like 50 something of these a day? Something like that. I doing one, right? The dose makes the poison. So anyhow, people do, and I respect people's opinions, right? I've changed mine a lot of times over the years because once we know better, we do better.
Neil will be impressed. Here was my weekend evidence of when my medication is working for me. I actually went to the grocery store, prepared food, didn't prepare food. I bought prepared protein things and put them in a lunch bag and took them to work with me this weekend and didn't step into the cafeteria a single time. So just FYI, there is no good protein source on the weekend at where we work physically sometimes. So usually your alternative is to eat junk. But this weekend I have not done that in, I can't even tell you how many years, because the food's always there. There's always something to eat. Like, you won't starve. But this weekend I knew that it was crap options. So I actually went ahead of time and prepared to bring things like cottage cheese and yogurt and little bits of smoked meats, and probably ate way too little calories, but that was okay. I had my protein shakes with me because they're not always available. Water and stuff is always available there. But anyway, that's the difference for me of when things are really working well, and when my brain's being a jerk and I can just grab the chicken fingers.
So you can also ask them for like two, instead of the chicken breast sandwich, like the grilled chicken sandwich, just ask them for the chicken itself, and that's all. Yeah. Like 2 of them, and still have them throw the vegetables that they would put on the sandwich in the bottom of it. So it's like a little chicken salad.
Yeah. So at least there is always an option. It's just
better. I'm
not gonna pick it.
Right. It's better to just. It was better for me to just not even step foot in there. I did go to the lounge and get my electrolytes and such, but actually had food with me, which I never do.
Let's see. Miss Brooks, new to GLP-1, took my first shot Friday night and felt great this weekend. This morning, my stomach was doing flips. Any suggestions? If it didn't happen till day 3, I'm wondering if maybe you ate something like Sunday night that just didn't agree with you, which is why you're kind of having discomfort today. Usually it kicks in about, end of day 1, early day 2. So I would assume that you get side effects Sunday and not today. What I would do now is I would make sure you're hydrating and focus on protein, is where I would start. And then kind of think back, like, what did you eat like Sunday night?
Yeah.
It might be just something you have to avoid in the future.
Oh yeah, there it is. Ribs, grilled veggies, mashed potatoes.
Yep.
It's the whole foods friggin' meatloaf, man.
It might be the red meat from the ribs. It could be the veggies themselves.
Or the combo of all 3 foods.
Yep. Or like, if there's a lot of like butter in your mashed potatoes, like sometimes people have issues if they had like a higher fat meal, or just something that's very like rich. See, I'm gonna say it's probably the veggies.
I was gonna say, or it's the veggies because it depends. Like, and some people can handle veggies no problem. Some people can handle red meat no problem. Some people can handle fatty foods. So it's so funny. Coffee makes my stomach feel weird. I have a very good friend that she's like, she gets queasy when she drinks coffee in the morning, so she doesn't take her shot.
Oh.
Instead of just eating something a little bit. And we talk about this all the time because she's like, we met in a food program. So like we get this. And she's like, so why don't I just eat a bite with my coffee? Because that fixes it. But that's not the way our brains work.
What about, has she tried collagen, like a little bit of protein in the coffee?
She only does iced coffee.
Oh. Yeah, collagen won't dissolve very well in that.
Chunky.
A little bit.
I did get my Orgain collagen though with probiotics to dissolve. It just takes a lot longer. So when I complained on school that it didn't dissolve, it actually does. It just takes twice as long. Granted, it's like 30 seconds as long. I mean, I really need to stop being impatient. But
real quick on Facebook, Brittany is we were talking about like how when we were getting off meds, and she said originally a year, but she's like, I don't know if I'll be able to live without it. And that might be it for some people. We were talking about 3 months if you can afford it. Some people might not be ready to get off in a year and maybe taper down or just stay there. Mo, you've been on over a year and a half ish now, and with no plans to get off.
Yeah, pretty same.
Yeah. I've had patients we have patients that have dropped all the way down like 1.25 of tirzepatide because they're just not ready to get off. Is it doing much? I don't know. Is it helping with inflammation? Yeah. But I don't know how much it's helping their appetite at this point. Okay. But if it helps them, that's fine.
Yeah, I think Reed's approaching 2 years, I think. Probably, I guess next month will be 2 years, and doesn't have a whole lot more to lose, but certainly not willing to go backwards at this point.
I had a question on that. I can't remember what it was.
And then Yem Oya over on YouTube was asking if access to the medication changed. She just got in. So one pharmacy, yes, but otherwise, no. We're full speed. We barely use them anyway, so it's not even a big deal. Our big pharmacies that we do use, no problem so far. The only other issue with getting medication is if it's brand name and you're using the coupon, there's issues with this payer system and the coupon checking system because of some cyber attack. But most people they're working on a workaround right now.
Yeah, and that's not like your medication access through us. Like we don't provide access to the medications. We're just a medical practice, so we prescribe appropriate prescriptions for medications, but not actual we'll limit people's access from Texas Star because they don't exist currently, or when things happen like that, or if God forbid we find out something happened, then.
Gabby was asking, what's a good green powder to take? Seeds, Bloom. There's too many out there. What's the name of the one?
Garden of Life. And
Garden
then
of
Athletic
Life.
Greens as well is another.
Yeah.
Athletic Greens is expensive. I read all the things. I don't know. Hold on.
Garden of Life in a smoothie particularly a smoothie with some pineapple in it to kind of take away the enzyme taste, has worked well for a lot of people. It's not too expensive. It's like, I don't know, it lasts like a month if you use it daily on Amazon.
I'm looking up Bloom because I don't know anything about it. One thing with pineapple in smoothies, it makes it extremely thick.
Mm.
Both of you had the exact same look on your face. Because I love pineapple,
Yeah.
but when you put it in a smoothie, it makes this super weird thick texture when it's with certain things. So you have to be careful.
Not doing that.
All right, I'm looking at Bloom. See, now I want now I'm like, oh, well, let's see. Oh, look, it comes in coconut flavor. Do you think it tastes like suntan lotion?
Probably.
Ay. Oh, mango too. Okay. See, now I just want to try the coconut just to see. Can you imagine? I don't know. After she transformed her life through wellness. Is there any other way? I mean, I don't mean to be an asshole here, but you got to eat better. You got to sleep better. Talk about our rocks, right? You got to eat better. You got to sleep better. You got to decrease your stress. Take the medications that get your chronic conditions under control as needed. And yeah, there's no other way to make your life better. But thanks. Sorry, I'm being apparently real snarky.
Oh, bless your heart. Considering other meds and supplements, is there anything extended release, especially staying in the gut longer? There are certain medications that can be impacted by the use of GLP-1s. So it's important to have your medical care provider review those things. Particularly, we worry about oral contraceptives and their effectiveness with GLP-1s. I would certainly be concerned with something that is also time sensitive or like dose sensitive, like say lithium is a pretty sensitive medication. Things like Coumadin are pretty sensitive medications. I would have those levels checked a bit more regularly.
Yeah, the manufacturer recommendations are like antidepressants, blood pressure medications to watch out for. I haven't seen anybody really have any issues with their blood pressure spiking on any medications other than getting to come off medicine because they lost weight. And even with the patient we have on lithium, his levels have stayed stable for months.
Good.
Which is great news.
Yeah.
Since it has such a narrow therapeutic window.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of us for taking that patient on because that's a complex patient. That's high lithium levels kill you.
Yeah.
And low lithium levels kill other people.
Well, it's helpful that, the person is responsible and does what they're asked. You know what I mean? Like, we need labs once a month. Okay. As opposed to, I forgot the last 6 months.
Right.
Well, there's probably not very many people that would help.
Yeah.
And we do take on some of those complex patients. And some of that is because we have the ability to have more frequent points of contact. Like you're not having to schedule to walk into a physical office and sit here and wait. And, if you need to text us at 2 a.m., we'll grab that, as soon as one of us logs on. And where I don't think other physical standing places necessarily, maybe they do, but I don't think a lot of physical standing places have the ability to have, that frequent touch points I need you checking in with me once a month.
No, you're not hearing from your doctor after 12 o'clock on Friday. It's not happening.
Or, 2 p.m. on Saturday or Sunday. Yeah.
So Lerod said athletic greens helped with hair loss.
Ooh. Okay.
And they sure as heck can't hurt them.
Right? I'm thinking of, I'm honestly thinking of, hold on, I'm looking up seeds because I know my diet is lacking. And when we get back from this little shindig, assuming that I'm still able to do the race and didn't hurt myself while learning to snowboard, I'm hoping. I'm usually pretty careful. I'll do the best I can. But anyhow, I want to see if I can add in a greens powder before the race, like give myself 4 full weeks of a daily greens powder just for added nutrients. So I'm just taking a look to see. I do have a sample of athletic greens, I think, downstairs. I can't find seeds at all. I wonder why. I don't know. Is it something else? Oh,
Texas Beard's other half is signed up with us today.
Yay!
Oh, cool.
Welcome.
That is amazing. Amazing. Oh yeah. If you're here, sorry, Sorry, I was just reading. Put collagen in that and drink it first thing when I wake up. Oh, that's a hell of an idea. So yeah, so speaking of clicking the button, if you want to be our patient and live in one of our states, um, which we will be getting more soon. But if you live in one of our states, go to amstelehealth.com and then click. You don't pay anything until after we talk to you and figure out it's a good fit, right? Because if you get there and you're like, I hate you people and I hate the way you do business, because some people do not like the asynchronous telehealth. They don't. They're like, I just want to call somebody on the phone. That we're not your practice. Because I mean that's kind of upfront. Like we do things by messaging and texting. Right now we're on a text platform, but we are moving to an app with a messaging platform instead. So it's all trizepatide, 7.5. Depends on your state. But let me check. Okay, I want to go with Brick House Nutrition just cuz.
Brick house. Yeah, so right value would be 30 milligrams for the month, would be 7.5 times 4. It's like 330 at right value, and I think Empower is pretty close to that.
They're
Well, they're 380, but you get 34 weird milligrams.
yeah. Tennessee, state of Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Great. Then
Let's
we
see, I
can
think
get you.
Axel does not go there.
I think Empower does.
Empower, yeah, it's 380 for the 34 milligrams.
So 34 milligrams, 380.
Yeah,
I'm up
and
there
then
now.
Compounding Pharmacy America is 340 for us to get you
340. Okay,
weird
so yeah,
34
340.
milligrams. And I think those are the best prices.
Look at that. Texas Star is already gone. Thank you very much.
We work quick. Does that include the doctor visit? No, our provider fees are separate from the medication cost. Our provider fees currently are $89 a month. That includes unlimited access through text message, side effect management, pardon me, urgent care that would be appropriate for telehealth. We have a private group, like a messaging board type thing with lots of articles. We do a couple of, or currently one private live every week that you can watch, as well as these public lives. And all of that is included in the $89 monthly fee.
Yeah. So if you're like on day 2 and you're like, my stomach's doing flips, what the hell do I do? You text us and we tell you, which is pretty cool. You can text us every day and say, how is this for my diet? What should I change?
Yeah, pretty much unlimited text. We've had people message us a lot in the beginning, and then we don't hear from them other than when they need a refill because they got it.
And that's it. I mean, if you can use us to dial it in, that's kind of like the goal, right? Like the goal is to be habit driven and routine oriented. So that way, like you text us a lot in the beginning or not, like text us all the time. I don't give a shit. Oh, sorry. We like to talk to people. I like to scroll through and look. So, but yeah, I mean, that's what we do, you know?
And we would rather you ask us the same question 100 times in 50 different ways and have it straight and know the information and know exactly what you're doing than to try to wing it on your own.
Yeah, I mean, we've had patients come over to us after they come to one of our like TikTok lives because their doctor here or their service just gave them a bottle of medicine and said, kicked them out the door and said, best of luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's your bit. And the favorite one is here's your medication in syringes without a dose, without a concentration. Well, I don't know what I'm taking. I love that one. I'm like, guys, it's a prescription medication.
Mm-hmm.
Which is weird because I can't even prescribe it to a pharmacy as vague as that. They just won't fill it.
No.
Our friends and family rate for like real close friends and family is $60. I'm just saying that I just got a text from a friend asking if it went up. Yeah, it's on school, but people aren't on school.
That's exactly what Halsberg asked. I'm a newer patient. How do I find the private group info? Text us and we will send you a link. Please come over to school.
Go to amsprivategroup.com. You won't get let in. Amanda's the gatekeeper, Ghostbusters style, unless you're our patient.
Right. Gabby asked, I don't know if you've heard of this one, Neil. Gabby asked, what do we think about Mayu Mineral Blend electrolytes drops? I haven't heard of those. I haven't looked at them.
What's what?
No, I looked them up. So it looks like there's you put it in like 2 mLs in a liter of water and drink it. It's got magnesium, zinc, chloride, and sodium.
No potassium.
No
No
potassium?
potassium.
Mm. For me personally, I need that. Well, because I'm unique, by the way, like because I don't have a human physiology. There's a thing called the sodium potassium pump that we all have in every one of our cells. So I like the ratios of sodium and potassium. But yeah, Neil can back me up on that.
Yeah, I mean, if you already have it and you're using it and you like it, great. I think you can get those vitamins and minerals in other sources for a lot less than that. But if you haven't like it, go with it.
Yeah, and if it doesn't so if I don't have potassium in my electrolytes, I get weird back pain and muscle pain and super achy and just my skin hurts. It's bizarro.
Speaking of, have you guys looked at it's the Body Armor Sports Water? Have you looked at the electrolytes in that? Someone sent me a picture and asked, what do you think about this? It had no sodium, none in sports water. There was like 0 milligrams of sodium. I was confused and said, please don't, please, if you're going to purchase something, go ahead and get the flavored Body Armor Light or something else. But we need some sodium.
That's weird.
I know. It was really weird.
It's like a plain old water.
It has some I don't know, it had like chloride and some other stuff in it, but it didn't really have any true electrolytes that you would replace when you're doing sports.
Yeah, I mean, it lists potassium bicarbonate, calcium chloride, magnesium chloride, and it's an alkaline water, but it doesn't even list that they're in the bottle, which means they're likely so low they don't list them or have to list them.
And absolutely zero sodium.
Yeah.
In a sports water drink.
There's better choices.
Yes, agreed. And that's what I told the person. There's some better choices.
So which are recommended? I mean, I would rather, if you can't afford any electrolyte drink, add a pinch of salt to your water. I mean, that's like the bare minimum. Table salt, Celtic sea salt, Himalayan pink sea salt.
And you can even use like the salt alternatives. You want your potassium.
Yeah.
Is there a potassium
what's it
salt?
called?
Mrs. Dash and then something else.
No, it's something. Oh crap! Hold on. Salt alternatives. No salt. Is that the one? Oh, that's sodium free salt. I want the one product unavailable. No, I want the one that's like. Hold on. Let's see. Morton light salt. I wonder if this would just work. Can I just make my life simple?
Just put salt and everything.
Right?
Yeah, Gabby, there's if you just kind of search them on Amazon, there's different electrolyte drinks that you just kind of get in a big bag or a big container and just kind of put them in your water.
So listen to this. So Morton light salt has 209 per a quarter teaspoon, which is 1.4 grams, has 290 milligrams of sodium and 350 of potassium.
Oh.
Okay.
So they're that's actually pretty good.
Yeah. And it's $2.69 for 11 ounces.
Wow.
Which would be 222 servings.
Wow.
So you literally could just use whatever kind of flavoring packet or whatever you want and just put that in
Crystal
there.
Light.
Yep.
Cheapy Weilers.
Well, then you can play with it. Like if a quarter teaspoon is too salty for you, you can back it off a little.
Yeah.
Or just a couple drops of lemon juice or something, and then some of that salt, something.
Or if you have that, like I used to get them the packets of the True Lemon or True Lime.
Uh-huh.
And you can have those little. It would be super cheap.
They have those little, I think they're called Mio drops that are just like flavoring or whatever. Yeah, little droppy things. Put some of that in some of the Morton's Light. That would be pretty good.
All right, I'm trying to scroll through comments.
I think we got pretty much all of them.
Yes, and thank you to being a newer patient. We're glad to have you.
Yeah, welcome.
Oh my God, it's 2:06. When the hell did that happen? Okay. An hour goes by really fast.
Some days, yes.
Yes.
Oh, it depends on where you are.
Yeah, I was gonna say there are other places where it does not.
Einstein's theory of relativity right there. Oops. Somebody needs a code.
Any other
Hold on,
questions out
sorry.
there? Happy to try to answer them for you.
Questions, GLP-1. Oops. Sorry. I invited Butler C72, so if you want to come live, I invited you by mistake. I just hit the button.
Let's do it.
We should do that. We should bring people on. I never think about it, and because I'm usually trying to not look. I'm trying to look to the chat and make sure that's going okay. There's too many things. All right. Well, if nobody else has any questions, I think we can end.
Okay.
All right. So this week we'll be here tomorrow again at 1. I think we're going to do Monday and Tuesday at 1 o'clock for a while and see statistically how that goes. And so that way, if you guys think of, oh my God, I didn't ask this question, I want to come tomorrow at 1. We'll be
Let's do
back.
it.
Cool.
Sounds good.
All right. We'll end on TikTok and on you'll strand